It's happening.
I can feel it.
I'm so close.
Yes.
Right there.
Girl.
I believe we are on the internet.
We are doing
Wow, that was a good way to start.
Hello.
Oh,
Hi there.
good morrow. It is I, Blacula. I have possessed this pasty white man to bring you my message. Blacula rules. Blacula away!
Cops rule.
Blacula away.
Blacula rules.
He just says. Oh boy. There's a podcast. Look at that.
What? We're done already?
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
There's a podcast, you guys.
yeah, that was it.
That's
Just
the
my
podcast.
That's a
Chuck,
pod.
just clip out that section where Blacula possessed me.
Yes. That's all we need. That's all anybody needs.
Yeah, this is getting easier and easier.
All you need is Blacula.
I don't even remember doing this one.
All you need is Blacula.
There you go. There's a tweet. That's great.
Hey, look at that. It's a tweet.
It sure is. Right you are, Mackie.
I'm going to retweet that.
Okay.
I might even like it.
Wow.
I miss the stars, though. I like stars better than hearts.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about the stars.
There was a whole site called Favestar.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Everyone wanted
Jesus
you to give
Christ.
stars so they'd rank higher on Favestar.
I remember one time I got 50 stars. And
What?
it sent me
Wow.
a notification.
How did
Yeah,
you do
Favestar
that?
would.
50 likes on that was a
How-
banger of a tweet.
It was
How
a
are you
hot
that
tweet.
good?
I don't know. I said something
Yeah.
hot.
I remember
Hot
it going
and
nuts.
spicy
I said something about PS4 and Xbox One during their launches, like during the E3 launch thing or whatever, and everybody picked up on it. So I had one that had like 400 stars, and Favestar wouldn't stop emailing me about it. I'm like, I get it. All right, it's fine. Leave me alone.
I think I've had double-digit likes on a tweet a couple times.
Yeah. It's
I don't exactly
weird.
put bangers out there, though.
Yeah, well, you don't want it now, because now all it does is invite a bunch of shitheads to just say stupid shit at you. But I would welcome it, because blocking things is the only joy I get on Twitter anymore. So I would just be like, oh, look, somebody said something shitty and racist to me. Block. Hey, oh, that's a homophobic comment. Block. Oh, that person doesn't like RoboJocks. Block.
Who's that person? Tell me who they are.
I don't know. They're blocked.
I want to
couldn't
block
tell you.
them.
I could give you my list of blocked people, but it's in the thousands now.
Fair enough.
Yeah. It's the only fun I get when I see a trending topic, especially if it's one Ian Boudreau has posted. Mm-hmm. It's like, ooh, let's see the responses to that. Block, 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 block. It's a good time.
Sounds fun.
It's
Wait, what did you... What is that?
What?
Oh, the embed in Discord was really weird.
Yeah.
It looked like it had one of those uwu anime
no,
emoji things.
No.
Well, let's fix that right away.
no,
Because we don't want that shit.
absolutely.
You deleted it, so...
I did. Because I didn't like the way it looked either. Go to hell. Ooh,
Put that little bar, and then I think it was supposed to be likes, retweets, replies, but it looked really awful.
Yeah,
Why
look,
would I want to sign
the
in?
post above it is Orphan Blacula.
Yeah.
How about that, Discord?
Was that the name of our first episode? Orphan Blacula?
No, I'm sure it was Sneakatacula or something like that.
Yeah, Snackatacula.
Sneak-a-tacula!
Something like that. I don't
Did
know.
anyone ever watch that Orphan Black show? Is it any good?
My wife
One person in our
liked
Discord
it,
did.
and she
apparently.
really enjoyed it. So.
Okay.
No, Gibby. I should probably watch the 5th season.
Yes.
Okay.
Sneakatacula was the name of the episode.
Nice. I like that.
It's a good title.
Sneak-a-tacula!
It's a good title.
I am sneaking up on you. Blacula.
I'll be honest, I don't remember much from Blacula the First, except for how he dies. But that's because Chuck told us before.
Yeah, because we got to recap.
Blacula.
Little
Prime.
recap.
I did. I filled you in. Just in case anyone wants to know, for later, we gave Blacula straight 3 jocks.
Okay.
All across the board, 3 jocks.
In the 1980 book, The Golden Turkey Awards by Harry and Michael Medved, this film won the award for worst blaxploitation movie of all time.
Fuck off, Medveds.
Fuck off,
Fuck off, both
Harry
of you.
and Michael Medved. You don't know shit.
Right.
Sit your ass down.
Man.
Wait, what show did
Can
they
you-
do that?
It's some book, The Golden Turkey
I was going to say,
Oh, are those the guys? Are those that's?
is it the Razzie people?
I think those are the Golden
No.
Raspberry guys. No.
No.
They are. They did something else. They did another book that was like the worst movies ever made. Michael Medved was on sneak previews, and then he's a Republican shithead.
Can you imagine like trying to compile a book like that in the pre-internet days and having it be any fucking good? Like, I'm just saying, like, you know, like when your sources were like, I don't know, what did we see that happened to come in our town?
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, that was bad. I
Or
remember
you'd
that
have
was
to
bad.
go like find
Film festivals and
Well, sure.
film festivals in every fucking movie.
go
and
to grindhouse theaters and
go to every video store and rent every movie
I'm
and,
just saying,
and
like,
watch it
I mean,
instead of
I can rattle off 10 worse blaxploitation movies than Blacula Scream.
Oh, yeah.
Without even
Easily.
thinking, you know.
Yeah.
Whatever that Jim Kelly one that was filmed in the Philippines, that one was really
Hot
Potato.
Potato.
That was bad. Like,
Garbage.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot
I
of
think my basement's still Sweet Jesus Preacher Man.
That was bad.
I did not like that one. Just bored me to death.
It was just-
and then it ended.
It just wasn't cool like the poster was.
Yeah.
Had a
So-
couple of moments, but
Chuck is cycling. Is that what we want?
them.
You're the only one who's cycling color. No, I'm just saying. Like
Yeah,
I know
you
we had
can.
kind of talked
I
about
mean,
keeping
you know,
one.
I'm glad I'm not pregnant. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I know we were like discussing how it was messing up levels or whatever. So figured I'd mention it since I'm directly across from the man. Welcome, Curtis.
maybe we both shouldn't be the same color.
No. Change your color. Change your life.
Kurt. Hello.
Why did you? Can you? Oh, actually, that's pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's good.
I was gonna say you should be kind of greenish too, because I was thinking that might make a good blend on the screen. I don't know. I'm just thinking, like, try it.
Ooh.
That does make a nice.
Our colors just kind of merge into like a rainbow
Yeah.
sherbet kind of thing.
All right, just try the yellow pattern again. That was pretty good. At least that gave some different feel to it.
Yeah, Chuck, you can't be green. I'm green.
Well, no, that's what I was actually going for. Is that you and he are on one side, and just like, you know, you could do a gradient across the screen.
Okay.
But
That's fine. Whatever.
Faster Blacula. Screen.
What?
I'm just mixing all of my jokes
Blacula. And,
together. Yeah.
I should look at the chat. Change it to not top chat. Live chat.
Live chat.
is there any
Live
chat happening?
chat.
Oh,
Curtis.
Curtis.
Curtis must have
Michael
seen Scream
Curtiz.
Blacula Scream. He tends to show up right away when it's one he's
Yeah.
seen. Which he's very devoted to our previews of what we're about to watch.
Well, yeah.
That's good. We want people to play the home game.
Yeah, the home game's fun.
Mm-hmm.
More of you should do it.
Wow. That was kind of aggressive, Chuck.
Whatever.
Well,
More of you should do it.
Engage.
Man, that picture, man, the old studios, it just cycled, but the old studio is real pretty. I like
That's why I threw that picture up
Yeah.
there. I thought it was a nice picture.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, look pretty good.
it's a
Or
good
I
floor.
guess that's not studio, that's theater.
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 The old BMFcast theater. The theater.
One of
awaits.
many.
Yeah.
We're only on our third, right?
I just wish the place had been a little better and I didn't have clowns to the left of me and jokers to the right.
Well, here you are.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we talk about some Blaculas?
I would love to.
It's not a bad idea.
I know.
Let's do it. That was a bad clap anyway.
Mine too. Mine sucked.
I didn't make full contact. Oops.
Wow.
I'm
Holy
like
shit.
BJ hitting on a
My
plug.
God.
Let's all start try our hands at clapping.
All right. I think we all got one.
But now we have to clap again. Because we messed it up. Because we spoke after the clap.
I was just going to go with it. All he has to do is kind of find the area.
I know the feeling.
All right, welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey,
BMFcast.
BMFcast.
Episode 535.
Ooh. That's the same backwards and forwards.
It
That's
is.
the same backwards and forwards.
Oh, there it is. Already.
Wow. So I'm Harlow,
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
and what we do each and every episode of the BMFcast is we go and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie. Then we come in here and talk about it. And they get ratings. Good bad movies and enjoyable bad movies. They get 1 to 5 jocks and robot jocks.
Robot jocks.
However, there are bad movies, and to stay away, they get a negative sliding scale, 1 to 5 bags and giant bags of trash.
Boo.
Oh no.
Gross.
Boo.
Don't like him.
Icky.
Yeah,
Grody.
it's bad.
So
We are wrapping up our somewhat postponed, somewhat, I don't know, all over the place, Black
Listen.
Exploitation History Month.
It lasts as long as we want it to,
it's a celebration.
which is 4 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's true. But we are wrapping it up with a sequel.
Oh,
Blacula's back. He's Blacula. He's Bacula. No, he's not Bacula. He's
not
Blacula.
Blacula. No, he's,
Wow.
But he is going to scream twice.
he's Bacula in Blacula.
yes.
Scream Bacula.
Now you're messing
Scream
yourself up.
Blacula. Scream. 1973.
Yes.
I love this title.
It's a good title.
It's such a good title.
The title card for the movie is also good.
Oh yeah, it's like that handwritten,
Mhm.
chunky font. Love it.
Handwritten chunky font.
Yeah, it's good.
Ask your mom for handwritten chunky
If
font.
Yeah.
if the trivia is to be believed for this film, now I know we've been kind of iffy on IMDb trivia, but apparently there was a contest at American International to name this movie.
Hell yeah.
So I think more movies should do that. Just throw it open to the studio and just say, "Hey, everyone, take a shot. What do you want to call this movie?"
Yeah.
We are making another one of these.
Don't let the screenwriter
No,
decide.
no. Fuck them.
What do they know about the story?
Blacula 2, that sucks.
Yeah.
Return of Blacula. Boring.
Mhm.
Done already.
But no. Scream Blacula Scream's a pretty awesome title,
Yep.
in my opinion.
Well, all right.
So,
As you may recall from the first Blacula, Blacula, like Cheech and Chong, went up in smoke.
yeah. However,
Yeah.
he's back.
He is. He's Bacula.
Yes. I'm avoiding saying it.
Get it
Still
out.
played by William Marshall, by the way.
Yes.
Thank God.
You may recognize him from
Such things as Blacula.
Blacula.
Also,
Also, he was in the Great Skycopter Rescue.
there it is.
He was pretty great in that.
Oh yeah, he was the only good thing in that.
Yeah.
Well, of course. I mean, whatever he did, I'm sure he pontificated about something.
Oh, I just remember him sitting at like a boardroom table,
Yeah.
just be like, "Get those skycopters out of here!"
Bring forth the Skycopters! This time, they brought Pam Grier in.
Yeah.
She's been in a couple blaxploitation movies
What?
that we've seen. She was also in Ghost of Mars and Class of 1999, but also Friday Foster, Sheba Baby, and Original Gangstas, as well as Cool Breeze. Almost miss Cool Breeze.
Don't miss Cool Breeze.
It's pretty good.
That has Thalmus Rusulala. in it.
Yeah, who was in the first Blacula?
Who was in Blacula?
Does
The
not
greatest
return for this.
name.
No. William Marshall is the only cast member from the first movie to return.
Yes. Also, this has Richard Lawson. He was in Streets of Fire. Did you know that, Chuck?
No.
You
I don't
did
even,
not recall that part, huh?
No, I didn't.
He's also in
Sorry.
Poltergeist, which some people may have seen. Maybe you've heard of it. Poltergeist.
wait. He's the okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
I about made that connection in the movie. I was like, he sure looks like that guy from Poltergeist. Okay, good.
And just throwing out there, he was in Stick.
Stick.
with Burt Reynolds.
Oh yeah.
I just enjoy saying stick.
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 And lastly, Bernie Hamilton. He shows up for like 30 seconds,
Yeah.
but he's also in Bucktown and Hammer.
Bucktown and Hammer.
Yeah. Coming this fall.
All right.
On UPN.
Yep.
It's
Hey,
not.
guess
UPN
what, guys?
doesn't exist anymore.
Blacula's back.
He is. And you know how they brought him back?
Voodoo.
Yeah, voodoo. When all else fails, voodoo.
Right.
It's just a ripoff of Weekend at Bernie's too.
Sure.
Yes, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
In that they brought him back from the dead with voodoo.
Right.
Yes.
Scream, Bernie, scream.
Yeah. But yeah, it starts weird. I mean, weirder than most of our movies. But like you're just kind of thrown in not knowing what the hell is happening.
Mm-hmm.
And I only realized it by the letterbox description is that
Is it a voodoo coup? Is that what's happening?
What now?
An attempt. Yeah.
It's a voodoo coup.
yes,
Oh.
apparently the old woman that they're all around was the former voodoo priestess.
Yes.
Which I didn't pick up on that much, but her rightful heir is
It's her son, right?
yes, it's
Yeah.
her son Richard Lawson.
Mm-hmm.
Willis.
However, the most powerful voodooer in the voodoo community is Pam Grier.
They prefer the
and
voodoo
everyone
ending,
is like,
actually.
hey, you know who we'd rather have be the new hoodoo person?
Her.
Yeah.
How about
Her?
Yeah, the voodoo password. We really want her voodoo password.
Yeah.
We don't want
How about we
Richard
let her
Lawson's
do the voodoo that she
Yes.
do so well?
Yes.
And how about you be a voodoo don't?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why don't you leave?
Richard Lawson is not about this.
Yeah. Well, the weird thing is, like, before anybody even says anything, she's like barely cold, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, by the way, I'm her son. I get to control things. And everybody else is like, no, we got to vote. And he's like, I said I'm her son. I get to control things.
Would you say they were like, what you talking about, Willis?
They were saying,
Yeah.
what you talking about, Willis? And he was saying, I said I'm her son. I get control.
And they're like, nah.
Right. It's weird. I learned something about voodoo, which is you get to vote for the next person in charge.
It's pretty cool.
It's
Yeah,
kind of neat.
What color smoke when the voodoo lady dies? Is it, like,
Depends on
purple?
the chicken.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's hard to say.
Hmm.
It's weird though. So like the fact that this movie is kind of about a voodoo cult that seems to just kind of be another business in the community. That's not. It's not the evil of this movie.
No.
Like the actual cult itself is just kind of a thing that the cops know about, and they're like, "Hey, you crazy voodoo kids!" And you know,
Mhm.
it's not a horror trope. It's not like the voodooers are up to something. You know, it's just like no, it's just a rogue voodooer
It seems to
who
be
causes the problem.
like a protected First Amendment type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, you
Like
guys are
religion,
doing
yeah.
your voodoo things over there, and
Yeah,
you
it's like
know,
we've registered
as
with-
long as
with
you
the
don't,
county.
murder people,
Yeah.
we're cool with it.
Yeah, you
But
guys
also,
do whatever.
they call it a cult. They specifically,
yeah.
like, the people in the voodoo cult call it a cult. And that's not usually what happens in a cult. Normally, they're like, "Oh no, we're not a cult.
no.
We're an organization of
Yes.
like-minded individuals."
We may be occult, but we're
Right.
not a cult.
Right.
We're a collective of higher-minded voodoo freaks. Yeah, it's just odd. I've never seen this before.
Mhm.
I've never seen like a casual voodoo cult that is in no way the bad guy of a horror movie.
Right.
Mhm.
Usually, it's ranked competitive cults.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 So
But anyway, he basically gets kicked out by turns out to be, I guess it's Pam Grier's boyfriend.
yes.
Okay, yeah, Don, who is also a cop.
Ex-cop.
No, he's working like he's.
Well,
No,
no,
they
he-
call him. They bring him back in for his
Okay.
expertise. He has
Yeah.
left the force at some point
Okay,
to study African relics.
Yeah.
That's
he
right, okay.
seems to have somehow accrued some money and is using that to buy relics.
Yeah.
But yes, as he describes, I was once an investigator
Yes.
like you until I took an arrow to the knee.
But it's
Mhm.
weird. It's like 45 minutes in before someone's like, "Hey, we need you back," and it's like, "Wait, what? That guy's a cop?"
yeah, We thought he was just a voodoo man.
He's just a guy who has some African stuff in his house.
Yeah.
And likes to bring people over to look at it.
True.
Wouldn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, he has an artifact party. I mean, in the 20s, they had mummy unwrapping parties. This is just the next step.
Sure.
I'd go to a mummy unwrapping party in these 20s.
You would be cursed.
I'm
Yeah.
already cursed.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah,
More
it's
cursed.
Not going to get any worse than it is now.
I mean,
Let's unwrap the mummy.
they unwrapped some mummies, and then the Great Depression happened. Just saying.
I've been in a
He's
Great
got a
Depression
point.
for most of my life, so whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe maybe it's a reverse mummy.
Maybe it's time to unwrap some daddies.
My God.
It didn't work out
All right.
so well.
So anyway, they kick Willis out, and he's like, all right, fine, I'll be back. And he goes and meets a hobo who somehow has Blacula's bones.
He
Yeah,
does like
he
these
has
weird.
some bones.
He's
I
got
don't-
a sacula.
Yeah.
Yes.
He does this flourish and then dusts off a trapdoor underneath something, and he's like, "I got something for you." It's like
Doesn't he say like they buried this because they were afraid of it or something like that?
I don't even know if it got that much.
and I guess it's Blacula's bones.
it is.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. From when
Is it
he had
Blacula's bones, or are they just powerful
from when
bones?
he had self-immolated
Yes.
at the end of the prior
He snuck
Blacula
in.
entry.
Well, the sun helped.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
yeah.
he chose to go
true,
outside.
true.
He destroyed
yeah.
himself.
Yes.
Okay.
Nobody told him to.
No, he just did it.
made the decision.
He
to
was
destroy
sad and was
himself.
like, "Fuck it."
He raged
Yeah.
against the Blacula.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway,
So
this man came in later, scooped up the bones, put them in a sack, and a trapdoor under his couch.
and and
For
Willis
this moment.
Willis goes through a whole big old ceremony where he throws in every French Creole word he can think of,
Mhm.
and
Kills a chicken.
yeah,
Eh,
it's
kills a
more of a
weird
pigeon.
dove pigeon thing.
Yeah.
Trash bird.
Fine, he kills a trash bird.
Either way, he kills the bird,
Yep.
chucks that blood on the bones. They burst into flame, and we're like, "Oh man, he's not getting his deposit back on that place."
No.
And
It's not his place.
then it kind of like Blacula doesn't show up, so he's just like, "Well,
The
that
fire
sucked."
goes out,
Yeah,
and he just goes and gets a course.
yeah. He's
Yeah.
like, "Man, time to hit the silver bullet."
Yeah. Unironically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wrong type of movie for that, but
Doesn't
whatever.
affect Blacula's, but whatever.
Yeah, and
That's why he was okay to drink it.
Mm-hmm. But no, eventually Blacula, we see his shadow on the wall,
Mhm.
and Blacula enters the room, which we need to talk about.
We should talk about how he enters the room.
Mostly like, blah.
Yeah. Complete inside joke. Sorry. Anyway,
Some people will know what that means.
maybe, maybe. If they've watched the live stream enough, it probably showed up as mentioned. But anyway, Blacula comes in and is like, "Hey, Willis, give me that neck." So Willis gets Blacula,
He does. He
It's
does
true,
get
yeah.
Blacula.
and
But by Blacula, we mean turned into a Blacula, because
Correct.
this smurfing is going to get pretty confusing soon.
It might get smurfing.
Well, because, I mean, some people are going to get Blacula, and that just means murdered by a Blacula. And some people
they
get,
all come back.
they all come Blacula?
They all come black.
Every
Yes.
well,
No. Okay.
I mean, everyone
There
who
are some-
gets
there is
Blacula.
one white girl,
Even the
but yes,
pimps? Like the pimps
yes,
that he killed?
Yes,
Yeah.
they are
Yeah.
in.
Oh,
they're in the
okay.
house
All right.
later
all right.
on in the movie.
Okay. all
In the
right.
scene where he's like, "Listen up, you motherfuckers."
Gotcha. Right.
Yeah,
I
they
didn't
were all
realize
there.
the pimps were there. I
Yep.
thought
Yeah.
some people just got murdered.
I was surprised as well.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
No,
All
but,
right.
but I
No,
was
they-
looking because I was like, "Wow, that's a lot of people," and then I was like, "Wait a minute, no, that is everyone who has been killed
Okay.
at some point." in
Anyone who
this
gets
movie.
bit just gets turned into a Blacula. There is no death by Blacula bite
The,
in this film.
the one guy who got smashed up against the wall.
No, because
No.
when they carted his body away,
Oh,
and took
that's-
the
okay,
pictures.
yeah. Yeah.
He wasn't in them.
Right. Ooh.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway,
All
yes,
right.
he.
Everyone's a Blacula.
Yeah, he Blaculas him, and like the
Correct.
next,
It's like John Wick.
I'm pretty sure like it goes from
John Wickula.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it goes from him getting bit to him in a styling ass outfit.
God, this looks like my couch from the 70s.
Oh,
This looks like a magic eye painting.
yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
But Willis is so proud of this outfit, and he's like, "Yeah, I look fucking
Well,
awesome."
he's proud of it because he can't see his own reflection.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he thinks he's proud of it, and
He
then
thinks
he's
he's
like,
proud of it,
wait,
and
what
then-
the fuck?
Yeah, and like he can't see himself in the mirror, so he can't see what he looks like, and he's like, "This is a deal breaker. I don't want to live forever if I can't see what I look like."
Yeah.
He's
And
basically like a
Blacula's like-
fucking person on House Hunters International. It's like, this absolutely perfect, drop dead gorgeous. Everything is perfect place. I can't have it because those walls are the wrong color.
Yeah.
It's like, it's called a paintbrush, bitch.
Yeah.
Blacula is just sitting on the couch.
Yeah, and Blacula's like, best check yourself
Yeah, just
before you wreck yourself, Willis.
it's like you can't see yourself, but you have everlasting life and all these other things. All right.
Yeah,
Sure.
And then Will's like, oh, that actually, yeah,
Okay.
you've talked sense into
Yeah.
me, Blacula.
Not being able to see
Well,
myself is really messed
and
up my
then
perspective.
and then he's like, I'm going to a party. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And Blacula's like, you will do no such thing.
I will rip the life out. I will open your chest and rip the life out of you if you betray me. So he's like, well, this sucks. Like, what the hell? I thought being
Well, I
a
think-
Blacula was going to be
yeah,
cool.
and-
I think Blacula put a little of the juice on him because he's kind of okay with it at first. He's just like, oh yeah, this is okay.
Mm-hmm.
But later on, he's upset by it.
Yeah. He kind of goes back and forth.
And the funny thing about this is that they then go and hide. Because two people come over to collect
Yeah.
Willis to take him to the party,
Mm-hmm.
but they've hidden in the house somewhere. They're like, hee hee. And it
We
lets
do
these-
not get to see them. He.
No, but
unfortunately.
just to picture it, it's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
These two people come in and they're like, hey, Willis, time to go to the party. And they just slowly wander around this house for 10 straight minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I understand it's supposed to build tension, but it's not working.
No, they're,
you know they're going to get Blacula.
yeah. There are some pacing issues with this movie. This is one of them. And then, man, when they do it again, when another person shows up and they're like, hey, I'm going to walk around the house and look for you, it's like, holy shit, I can't believe you're going to do this scene again.
I'll be honest. I feel like that's just horror movies of this era. They didn't
Yeah,
know how to do
it's got a
tension.
very Hammer horror
Yeah.
feel to a lot
Sure.
of that
I
stuff.
mean, I feel like this is every early 70s horror movie I've ever seen where
Yeah.
it's just, wow, like, I think you get, like, you want, like, other than Hitchcock, who, like, understood tension, like, everyone else was just like, I don't know, I feel like if you just let the scene play out long enough, tension will come, but
Mhm.
it rarely does.
I do like, though, when they're going to split up, she asks the dude, like, do you want me to just come with you? And he doesn't say a word. He just stares at her. And then she's like, oh, all right. So she stays downstairs. He goes upstairs.
Yeah.
They both get Blacula.
Yeah, he gets Blacula, and then she sees that and just screams her damn fool head off.
She loses her mind, and then it's surrounded by both of them
Yeah.
and just falls out. She just,
Yeah, and eventually just the vapors get her, and
Yes.
she just passes out.
her brain breaks and she goes down.
Well, she couldn't have possibly had any more oxygen left in her body after
Oh, yeah,
that
Yeah.
no, she
scream
expelled
session.
all of it. And then Willis is like, can I? Blacula dead? Can I do this? Can I bite her?
And I gotta be honest, I was a little confused as to the Blacula rules here because she gets Blacula, but this is a white lady. So I mean, I'm just saying, like, we were having a lot of questions about.
She
what-
gets Blacula, but
Right.
she's not a Blacula. She can't be.
right. Okay, I'm just trying to understand. Like I said, this is where the smurfing gets a little weird because, like, there's capital Blacula.
Correct.
Yes.
That's Mr. Doctor
Yes,
Blacula
that's
Esquire.
Blacula be Blacula, as we've established.
The B stands for Blacula.
But yeah, I mean, she gets Blacula eventually. We don't see her for a while. Like
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like there's a lot of, like, at first you're like, oh, some people get turned and some people are just straight up murdered. But no, they're all
Yeah.
turned.
Yeah, some people disappear for a while, and you're like, well, they must be dead. But no, everyone who gets bit, it comes back at some point as
Right.
a disciple of Blacula.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because from
You
here,
almost said as a Blacula, and you did a great job of
I had to.
fixing
pivot.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like that he tells Willis, he's like, you will not leave this house without my permission, young man. And then he goes to the party Willis was going to go to.
Yeah, that's a dick move. That's a
such a
dick
dick
move,
move.
Blacula.
It's also a pimp move.
How about you be my -1?
I will go to this party.
So Blacula straight up goes to this awesome 70s party
Yeah.
and impresses the shit out of the artifact collectors because he's like,
I was there,
Well, like, there's
you ignorant moron.
Pam Grier and what's his name are standing there with the guy who's a professor, and they're like talking about this stuff like they know what it is, and then just Blacula's there, like
Yeah.
right behind him, like, no, that's wrong.
yeah, this was not in fashion till 1755.
It was mine. give it back because he's like, there was a matching necklace with this. Where is it?
Yeah.
Oh, we don't know. Pity.
Call me if you find the necklace.
I just appreciate that nobody at the party is like, there's a motherfucker in a cape here. Look at that guy.
Did you see what the rest of them are wearing?
Yeah,
Right.
I was
They
gonna
weren't
say,
wearing capes.
It wouldn't be out of the realm of
no,
possibility.
It really wouldn't. No.
Everyone's wearing some weird shit. Safari
All right.
outfits.
All right, legitimate question right now.
Okay.
When was the last time capes were actually in fashion?
I feel like you had a 10-minute window, or like a 10-year window from like maybe 1971 to like 1981, where you could pull it off.
Oh yeah, you could pull a cape anytime in the disco era.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Anytime in disco.
I'm just saying,
So
from
legit, like a-
from like the soul pimp era to the disco era, I think you
So-
could like get to it.
So
Absolutely.
unironic
Yeah.
cape.
Yes.
70s were unironic cape era.
Because you
Yeah.
needed
Yeah.
something you could flourish.
And I feel like you have to go about
Also, possibly like hair metal. You could do like Kiss work could pull off a cape.
Yeah.
Guar
Yeah,
could pull off
but-
a cape, but it'd
but I
be
mean,
made
they-
of like dried
But that's
piss.
not fashion.
that's more like a
performance.
drape. I don't think it's like a full on
Yeah,
cape.
that's like a James Brown. Like,
Yeah.
Look, man, James Brown wore capes. Whatever. Cape, drape.
but he kept
I'm
throwing
just
them off.
talking-
He was
ends
like,
in
"Get this
APE."
cape off me."
I'm just talking a non-boxer wearing a cape anywhere.
Okay.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, anytime in the disco era
Okay.
and any Met Gala.
All right.
Yeah, I think Rihanna can pull off a cape.
Okay.
That's pretty much guaranteed.
Right.
And then the MCU. So,
But yes, but nobody else is wearing a cape at this party.
No.
Either way.
but again,
They knew Blacula was going to be there wearing
Yeah.
a cape. They didn't want to show up
Yeah.
like that.
Six
Yeah.
seasons in
Yeah,
a movie.
they're all just like, we're just cape adjacent. All right, we're not full cape here.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, he's like, oh, Pam Grier, and
as you do,
yeah, yeah, and she's like, I
you
feel
encounter
like
Pam Grier. You're like, oh,
She's like, I feel like we've met before, and he's like, I doubt it.
yes, because
But
when
maybe
what's his name is doing the voodoo ritual, she has a sense of something. She
Mhm.
she looks into her fire.
She has like the Blacula sense.
Yes, and has just a inkling that maybe something went wrong,
Mhm.
which will come up later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, or no, the boyfriend's like, why don't you show him the rest of the artifacts?
Is my idiot cat blinding herself?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Get out of here, you dumbass.
The cat is looking into the green light.
What? Please kick the cat out of here. Like, I do not need a blind goddamn cat.
She was also trying to like stick her nose in one of the outlets. Like
Jesus Christ.
Watch
I'm
you on the
sorry.
electric wires.
What if I was
cat.
blind and
I'm
electrocuted?
sorry,
all
that
at
cat
once?
is stupid enough. She doesn't need to be
that cat
blind too.
loves electricity for some reason. Anyway,
So the boyfriend's like, why don't you show this man the rest of our artifacts? And he's like, well, I might be distracted by Pam Grier being hot.
Mhm.
And she's like, ooh, oh, you. And then they go look at stuff, and he's like, yes, I know what this is. Yes, I do. But they get to like a voodoo doll, and he's like, I can't quite place this. And she explains it, and he's like, ah, yes, voodoo. That's a thing anyway.
you are very powerful. Well, that,
Oh, he played
I
dumb
think that
with the
comes
other
later.
lady, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lady who's making eyes at him, and he
Yeah.
makes eyes at her.
Yeah, he plays dumb with her for half a second. He never like he never really plays Pam Grier. Like, you know, he doesn't like
No,
do
he
tricks
never
for her.
he never
I mean,
Blacula.
that's
I
kinda,
wouldn't. I would not dare play Pam Grier either.
I'm just saying, like, he doesn't charm her or anything. I honestly feel like he's pretty straight up with her.
Yes,
other than
pretty
like, you
much,
know, I mean,
yeah.
because he's kind of like,
He respects her.
I got a demon in me. I can't control it. You know, like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna murder you. That's the one thing I can promise.
Right.
So just tell me to get the demon out.
Well, because the lady that's been making eyes at him breaks a glass and cuts her hand, and then Blacula's like, I gotta go. Something came up. It's my Blacula. I gotta get
Yeah.
out of here. He's like, thank you very much for the party. I really have to be going. And
Yeah, he gets a real Blacula owner about this as soon as he sees that blood.
Yeah, the blood was rushing somewhere.
yes, yes. And he walks out, but only to the garage.
To which he cuts back in.
He's like, well, sneak back in, Yula.
Yep.
So he goes, and she's upstairs, like she's bandaged her hand, and she's brushing her hair or whatever, and he sneaks up behind her because he has no reflection.
Yep.
And she gets Blacula.
As
Yeah.
it's described later by the police, who like, because she stumbles down the stairs and dies.
She does.
The police then describe that she had 2 puncture marks on her neck, obviously, like
Yep.
a snake or something,
Sure.
and was drained of all of her blood.
All of it.
All of her blood.
She's awfully mobile for someone who's been drained of all of her blood
Well,
to even fall down the stairs, but whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, Pam Grier screams.
Yeah, she should
and-
look like Grandma Raisin if they
yeah.
drained her of all her blood.
Mm-hmm.
But
But no.
Pam Grier screams, the police come later,
And the
Blackula
police-
turns into a bat.
Yes.
Yeah, Blacula goes outside. He's like, "Time to leave. I have priors."
Which is true. He does.
And he turns into a bat in front of this drunk guy
At the
And-
party.
and takes off, which I want to say they used that same animation in the first one.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure where
Have
he
no doubt.
yeah, and then it's like a hand animation of like this just half-assed bat.
It's a bat flying around
Oh,
downtown
it
LA.
sucks so much. It's great. But the drunk guy just sees him turn into a bat and is just like he just gets this confused look, and then you just want him to be like, I'm too fucking drunk for this.
Yeah.
This is not happening.
Eventually, he's just like, shit.
I mean, he kind of
Yeah,
does.
that
He
is how
just-
they transition the
he-
scene out.
yeah.
Is he just goes, shit.
He just kind of turns around, puts his hand on the wall,
Yeah.
and just like bracing himself.
Mm.
Like,
Oh, too much alcohol.
Yeah. But yeah, then the cops proceed to blame Pam Grier for murdering her best friend.
Well, she's into the voodoo.
Yeah, he's like, well,
Look,
You people work with
I can't
snakes.
directly say it's the voodoo,
Yeah.
but
Come on.
come on.
We all know.
yeah.
I mean, look
He's
at you.
like, snakes, big thing in voodoo,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And what do snakes do?
They bite.
They bite, puncture marks on the neck.
And you were here.
And you guys
Yeah.
like to drink blood, right?
Yeah.
Right? Can I say you guys? I don't mean it like you guys. I mean like voodoo people. I
think
don't mean voodoo you people. Ah, shit.
I think he does slip in a you people.
Yeah, he does several
He does.
times.
And I believe he
Yeah.
means like
He also just straight up says he has
voodooers.
biases when he enters the scene. Like the first part of his speech is, "I got biases and things, but voodoo."
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Blacula is downtown,
Yep.
and
And-
he gets propositioned by a lady
Well,
of the night.
before that, Blacula's walking around like he knows he's done wrong, and he's like
Oh, yeah.
looking pensive, and he's walking by all these things, like all these stores, and he's like, I can never partake in the live nude celebrations inside this theater. The monster within me is too terrible.
I can't tell if he's just disgusted by society or if he's sad that he can't actually go and do those things.
He's sad because
Okay.
obviously
He's
he's
sad
sad
because-
because the next thing he does basically after he murders a couple fellas, which we'll talk about, is he goes to seek the counsel of Pam Grier, right? To try to unblackula himself.
Yes, because he wants to go to that sex show.
Right. Right.
Please,
Yeah, and at
20 nude girls.
At some point, also before this, they have replayed in his memory Dracula himself, christening him Blacula, which I had forgotten about. It's is done in the least ironic way it can be done. Which makes it that much better. But yes, and how he'll be tormented forever by the taste for human flesh.
Yes, and therefore no sex shows for you, Blacula.
Yes. So the lady propositions him. He's like,
I beg your pardon.
I think he doesn't get it.
No, he absolutely doesn't get it. He has no idea what she's talking about.
Despite being alive when humanity has existed, he still doesn't get it. So
Well, no, he was in a coffin forever and then came over on a boat or whatever in 1972.
Yeah, but Chuck,
For a
Chuck,
week.
it's the oldest
it is
profession.
the oldest profession.
But she...
Maybe she's using terminology
yes,
he's not familiar
she's
with.
putting it in a way that is,
Sure.
confusing. To
She
the-
says, "Do you want some company?" And
Yes.
he's like,
I beg your pardon.
"I beg your pardon."
I prefer my solitude. But yeah, then the
Are you
pimps,
trying to sell me stocks, ma'am?
and then the pimps come up and are like, "Hey, how come you didn't go with that prostitute of ours?"
Yeah. Are you a gay
Yeah.
slur? Mr. Cape Man? Mr. Guy wearing a cape? Give us
Yeah.
your money, Cape Guy.
They
Yeah.
seem pretty derogative of the Cape when they're pimps. I mean, you'd think they'd be like,
Yeah.
It's a little strange.
Mhm.
They're part of the No Cape Pimps.
yeah.
Hashtag No
Oh,
Cape Pimps.
No Cape Pimps.
Yeah. But he's like, "I suggest you take a different course of action."
And as far as kicking my black ass, I will remind you.
Yeah. Well,
I
they're,
mean-
they're like, "You look rich with that cape. Give me all your bread."
I have no bread.
He's like,
I do not have
"Blacula
any.
is gluten free."
what did the five fingers say to the pimp face?
Yeah.
Blacula.
Yes. He Blacula's a guy through a window.
Yep.
And then he Blacula's a guy against
And then the other
door.
guy stabs him.
Yes.
And he just
Well, what happens?
doesn't
Okay,
even react.
so he's not Blacula until the pimp punches him in the stomach, and then he doubles over slightly or puts.
Oh
his
no,
head
he doesn't
down.
even move.
Well, he puts his head down because when he raises his head, now
Oh,
he's
God,
Blacula.
you're entering a whole other dimension that I am not comfortable with.
he Blacula's out.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is still Blacula all
Right.
day.
He's still Blacula.
24/7, even in the
Yes.
coffin.
But
yeah, I know. I heard what Chuck was trying to do, and I got to walk it back.
but you know, you get with the furry face and the things and the
it's like Hulk Hogan is always Hulk Hogan.
He
but
fangs
he hulks out.
He fangs out. We're
Sure.
using Buffy terminology.
Fine, he fangs out.
Yeah.
yes.
Normally he's just capital B Blacula.
Yes.
But in these he's like all caps,
All caps.
Blacula.
All caps.
Yeah. Okay.
Either way,
Anyway, he
looks
Blacula's up.
Yeah. And then
And-
beats the hell out of these guys. Smashes the one against the wall. There's blood on the wall, and the guy slides down. I guess they don't show him bite either of them.
No, it's later described that they were killed the same way as Gloria, which would indicate puncture wounds and no blood.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Okay. But yes, that's the cops have to leave Gloria alone to go find out how this other person was killed by her with a snake. And
it's weird that Pam Grier is still a suspect, like because they were literally at her house when those two gentlemen died.
Yep.
And they're like, we still want to talk to her. It's like,
I thought this was going to be the end of the whole like Pam Grier's a
I think
suspect
it
thing.
was.
no,
Was it?
because the
No.
dude shows up with a warrant later.
Right. Yeah, and the guy says that's just for her protection. Later,
Mm.
like when he
I
runs.
think he
that's
did
a,
say that.
That's a
yes.
police lie.
I'm just saying when he
It
runs
is.
back in, he's like, he says that because he is friends with the
Maybe.
one guy who's the ex detective.
This is true.
Which by the way, I want to bring up this dude for half a second because like this character is very strange because I would say he's almost like a Star Wars character because every time he's around his cop friends, he does full on white guy voice. Like it's
he
weird.
has a very white guy voice.
Well, I mean,
throughout
he
this.
does kind of all the time, but it's like the Star Wars, like when you're doing proper speak, you suddenly become British, you know, like it's
Right.
like, you know, it's just like when he suddenly goes into like, hey guys, I just want to ask you, can you please look into this vampire thing, you know?
He's
Yes.
not just doing white guy voice; he's doing Jerry Seinfeld voice at that point.
Wait, was that my Seinfeld? I was.
It was getting there.
Yeah,
it
it
was
was-
getting
it
there.
I was trying to get to my David Cross. Yeah.
It was getting towards Seinfeld.
You don't want to get your David Cross involved with the Blacula because it's, you know.
Oh, I see.
Right.
What you're saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, he definitely does like big nerd voice when he's with his white folks. I mean, that's honestly code switching and it's fairly common, but it's hilarious. The
It's
extent
weird because
that
this
he takes
motherfucker
it.
looks
Yeah.
like Shaft throughout the
Right.
entire film.
Right.
Like, just cool ass looking dude, and then he's like, "Hey guys, I think maybe we're dealing with a vampire." It's like, what?
I think it's just
Going to the library.
It's also I think it's a little strange because I mean I suppose our protagonist is Blacula himself, even though he's kind of an anti-hero so to speak. But
He didn't ask for this.
well, I'm just saying this guy's kind of our protagonist of the movie. Sort of.
He's basically doing the exact same thing Thomas Brasala did.
Yes,
in the
Yeah.
he's
last
just
one.
he's the same character.
right. I mean, Pam Grier's kind of more of the like Van Helsing, like the equal to, if you will, if you're going with that original
Yeah.
Dracula mythos.
But she's not really trying to be a Blacula foil though.
no,
No, not
really.
Not really.
Yeah.
She buys into it. We'll get there.
Mhm. Yeah, from here he's doing research to figure out, it could be vampire stuff.
Yes, because
And-
he wants to tell the chief,
Yeah.
"Hey chief, it's vampires," and the chief is just like, "What? No, that's dumb. It's snakes."
Yeah.
It's obviously snakes. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Snakes. They bite you and suck out all your blood.
Yes.
Snakes.
Snakes.
This guy keeps getting up and just opening the doors like, "Hey, Charlie, get a load of this. Guy thinks it's vampires." Ah.
Yeah, and at some point also during the party when Blacula had been impressing him about all his knowledge of artifacts, he invites him over the next day. And,
Yes.
and Blacula's like, "I prefer the evenings."
He's like, "I just got in a whole bunch of other stuff you could come look at. Why don't you come over tomorrow afternoon?" He's like, "Well, let me say this.
Yeah.
Nights are best."
Their banter is worse than like the 1920s Dracula movie, like the I never drink wine shit.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just saying, like it's so goddamn obvious. It's just like I have a habit of sleeping the day away.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, their next encounter when like he actually goes to look at the artifacts, it's just like, Jesus Christ, guys, you both know what's up. And it's just
it is one of those conversations where, although there's no reason for the guy to know it's Blacula, but
except he's laying it on like he knows.
Yeah, I know, but he's just I mean, I guess you're sitting across from a guy in a red cape who's like, hey, doesn't this wine look like blood?
Yeah. But also, Pam Grier goes to babysit her friend's body, I guess. Like, for some reason, she just has to be by the body.
Go sit up with your friend.
Yeah. And this is when we see, I guess they wake up. They might not all be dead if they've been Blaculaed. Because she wakes up and is like, come here.
Yes.
Come on, Pam Grier.
She does seduce Pam Grier with her Blacula powers.
Yeah.
As soon as she starts speaking, it's creepy voice, though. And, like, number one signal to not go to a person.
It's the vampire hypnotism.
You're
It's got to be, I guess.
Yeah.
She's like,
Because Pam Grier is not a stupid character.
No.
So she wouldn't just be like, let me go see what this is all about. She is clearly entranced.
Yep.
And she almost gets
bit.
secondarily Blaculaed.
Yeah, until
Until
Blacula himself
fucking throws the door open and is just like, stop.
Bitch.
he also times it well with a flash of thunder.
Yes,
Because
as you do.
And also,
Blackula is nothing if not dramatic.
I believe
show.
it's like full hands up, like Dracula pose
Yeah.
too. I'm sorry, Blackula. Pose.
Blackula pose. Yes.
Get away from her,
You
you
bitch.
bitch. Yeah. And that's when he has a meeting with all of his minions. He's like, listen.
Yeah. Well, he tells Pam Grier, he's like, I will not hurt you.
Yeah.
I will
You do not have to worry about me, but I have to go because I always start my day 10 minutes before sunup for some reason. He's got like 8 full hours to do whatever.
I slept in.
Yeah. Whoops, my alarm.
Well, he was chilling out, and
I had pasta for dinner, carved out, and needed to sleep.
And Blackula number 8 hadn't done anything, so he didn't have to show up. But he had to show up at that moment to save her.
Yes.
But then, yes, he goes to the rest of the
Blaculas.
the Blackulas.
Team Blacula. He has a meeting, and that's where we see where everybody's there.
Yes.
Right. Everyone's been Blackulaed.
Yeah. And he's
Even the
just-
white lady. But she's not I guess she's a Dracula.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just oops, all Blackulas.
Sorry, I just got an image in my head of the cereal box.
Yeah.
The Oops All Blackula cereal box. And it's
It's Blacula's
bunch of
heads coming out of the
Blaculas.
cereal.
Yeah, exactly. It's very funny.
But yeah, he tells him no harm comes to her.
He gives a dramatic speech while
So dramatic.
dramatically walking down the stairs while dramatically pounding on the guardrail. Just this guy is the most entertainingly dramatic dude who has ever lived.
Yeah.
Like everything he does is fucking. He's like Shatner, but if Shatner was super cool, like like I want to hang out with this guy and just write things on a piece of paper and say, please say this.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just makes you want to say all kinds of stupid things in his voice.
Yes.
These pickles are too spicy.
The Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
I mean, honestly, it is worth going back and watching those early episodes of Pee-wee's Playhouse because he just comes in and hams it the fuck up. He's just like, King of Cartoons! It's just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Blacula's here. And everyone's delighted.
Yeah.
Wait, is he on the show as Blackula?
No.
Oh,
No,
God.
he was the king of cartoons.
He's the king of cartoons.
Yes, and Lawrence Fishburne is Cowboy Curtis.
Yes.
I mean,
It's a
Well,
weird...
I don't have real strong memories of...
Charlie's mom was Missy Vaughn.
He got
Is
recast
that
at some
Ultimate
point.
Showdown?
Huh?
No, never mind. I can't... Continue.
Yeah. He got recast at some point. I don't know if he just decided he wanted to do it anymore, if he was sick or whatever. But yeah, there are some early episodes where it's just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
His proclamations are so good.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he's addressed the troops. He's like, you stay away from Pamela Grier or I will kick your ass.
Yeah.
You don't know what pain is.
I will give you everlasting torment.
Yes.
Don't do it.
Now,
And
so Willis has Blackulaed his girlfriend who came
finally showed up looking for him.
She came over to check on him, and that's the next scene where that was the next scene where another character came into the house and was wandering around looking for somebody. Willis shows up and is like, hey, baby, your bones are tense. Let me massage you on this daybed or whatever.
And he massages all the blood up to her neck.
Right. And then she turns around and looks at him he's Blacula it out, and she's like, "You idiot! Take those stupid teeth out of your head." And he's like, "Ha, bite." And
I feel like this is one of those things. Like, this is the point in the movie. Well, I feel like every vampire narrative has to establish whether the world knows if vampires exist, or if this is the first time anyone is figuring out about it. Because I feel like prior to this scene, this world feels like somewhere where vampires have never existed.
yes, there's
'Cause
not even a mention of like, "Hey, last year a similar thing."
Well, I just mean
happened.
like the guy's like, I was reading about this Dracula fella.
yeah.
And
Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
Have you heard about this guy? But I just mean, this scene
Yeah.
is like a little weird because she's like, take the funny, Halloween teeth out. It's just otherwise this feels
You don't
feels
mean
like.
vampires as a concept. You mean vampires as an actuality.
I mean, this feels like vampires. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying.
It's like zombie movies where they refuse to say zombie.
right.
Well, they
like
did.
they've never. The concept has never existed
Right.
before.
Yeah.
Not Willis, but the other guy.
Oh, I know
the
they
other
they
semi-big-
eventually start talking about yes, vampires exist and blah
Yeah.
blah blah. But the way people are reacting
Yeah.
to the vampires and feels like a world where like no one has ever made fiction about this. Like it's a very out there idea. Like you have to dig into some dusty occult books.
Yeah, you
know
really
about
have to
them.
get into the
Yeah.
textbooks to figure these things out. So
I mean, Justin mentions to the cop
yes,
vampires, and they're like, "Hey, Bill, get a load of this guy. He's talking about vampires over here."
well, because he went to the library's occult section and read up
And
some
read
books
up-
on.
Yeah, read about vampires. So vampires kind of exist. They just
They're not in the public consciousness as much as they
not as
would
much
be
as
today.
they are
I wanna-
now. Yeah.
This library's Dewey Decimal System is fiction,
Yep.
occult,
Yep.
and then graphics.
Graphics,
Yes.
three
Those are-
shelves.
Those
of
are the 3 shelves of book sections. They're all
Graphics.
graphics.
What's in the graphics section?
I don't know,
I don't
but
know.
it was full.
Graphical interchange formats.
GIFs.
They have peanut butter there?
Yeah.
Yes.
So he is Blacula, his girlfriend. Now, they have a scene where Willis is kind of walking around, and you think he's wearing Blacula's cape, but it just appears to be a backup cape. And he's just like,
it's a backup, you know.
and he's just like, "Yeah, I'm gonna tell this Blacula guy what's what." And she's like, "Yeah, you are. That
Yeah.
guy sucks, and we're leaving."
Yeah,
and
he's like, Pam Grier still owes me.
yeah.
I'm gonna get her.
Yeah. I don't care what he says. I'm still gonna. I'm offended. I should be leader of the voodoo cult, even though it doesn't really matter now.
Because he's a Blacula.
Right.
Right.
Blacula is standing behind him for a good 30 seconds while he's doing this, and then he comes into the room like, "None of that is going to happen." And then she's like, "Who do you think you are?" And it's like, "Whoa." You need to straighten her out. You do not.
Yeah.
Willis is probably like, "I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to say all that. I didn't
Yeah.
mean it." And she's like, "Don't let him talk to you that way." And you're
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god."
Well, this is like, no, eternal torment. No, let's not do that.
It's like, how does that knowledge not get passed down to you when you get Blacula, that Blacula is the man
Yeah,
and
you
he will
don't fuck
fucking
with
murder you?
Blacula.
Yeah. She just acts like, "Who does he think he is? He's not so tough." And it's like, and Willis is like, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah.
Well, I think he immediately, once she starts mouthing off, Blacula gives her like the Blacula stare,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
she's like,
yes.
"Hey,"
Yes.
and shuts up immediately.
Thought her head was going to explode.
Does he hypnotize her? Is that implied, or is it just like he intimidates her so much
I think he's using
with a mere gaze?
yeah Blacula intimidation. It's a 3rd level feat.
Porque no los dos.
Yeah.
Yeah, something
Yeah, but
in the,
he's
in the
just
Blacula
like,
power.
he's just like, be happy, I'm merciful today.
Yeah. I'm not going to scramble your brains. Bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such an inconsequential scene, but I love it because it is just this odd, just like, who does Blacula think he is? And he doesn't own us, and it's just like, whoa.
I will put my foot so far up your ass you'll be tasting the guano on my shoes.
Oh yeah, that was another thing too. The former cop goes to the lab and looks at a microscope, and the other scientist is like, "Yeah, it's bat hair. That's weird, isn't it? Bat hair. Bats."
I forgot about that part.
We don't know what kind of bat.
That's when he
it might
starts
be a
getting
new
into the
kind of
vampire
bat.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And he's like, "Oh well."
I'm surprised they didn't just say like this is part of what I'm talking about. Like
Yeah.
like
Right.
vampire bats.
Is it a vampire bat?
Vampire bats are a known
Yeah,
thing.
they
Like,
exist.
They exist.
Because he actually says it might be a new species of bat. And it's like, The fuck?
Yeah.
You have existing bats that can do that.
I'm just saying.
That's why they're called that.
It's a weird world where, like, vampires are nothing but a punchline. Where it's like,
Yeah.
ha, vampire. Pfft.
They find a feather. They're like, it's a Dracula parrot feather.
There is a Dracula parrot, isn't there?
There is.
Yeah, it's got a red
It looks
head.
fucking rad.
Yeah, look up Dracula parrots, y'all,
Yeah.
in the audience.
It looks rad. I would not want to be within a mile of one, but it looks rad.
They should make a movie about those.
Is it like a thing that's gonna kill me? Is it like rad? Like
No, it's like a parrot.
murder bird. Okay.
It looks like a crow, but with a bright red area of its body.
Yeah.
All right.
It's fucked up looking.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
It's cool.
It's intimidating.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got classic Vlad the Impaler colors going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right.
Anyway, yes.
Where's
they find some
cape?
some Dracula parrot feathers, and they're like, "Oh, it must be a Blacula
Must
parrot."
be a Blacula. He goes to Pam Grier, and no. The first conversation is between him and the dude. They have
Yeah,
their
that's when they have their wine.
yeah,
Wine is as red as blood,
Yeah.
and he's like,
sure is.
"Yes,
No, that,
don't want to find out."
what's even dumber is it's the guy that's doing this, not
Oh, yeah.
Blacula. I'm just
Yeah.
saying he's like, man, I really like wine that's dark like
Mhm.
blood. Am
Yeah,
I right?
and eventually Blacula's just like, maybe you should stop researching all this
Yeah.
garbage, because people are stupid.
Yeah.
And they don't understand things.
I like
Like
this.
if you did actually meet a vampire, it would fuck you up. And I'm suggesting that maybe you stop looking for the vampire because it will fuck you up.
Yeah, I like the circular conversation they have where he's like, you never told me where you were staying, and he's like, you're right, I did not, and
Because
he's
you
like,
didn't ask.
and, and he's like, so why don't you tell me? And he's like, why don't we drop that line of conversation?
Yeah, he's like,
Nothing good can come from it. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love completely invalidated dialogue. It's
That-
just like
But that scene is so weird because while the dude definitely thinks it's vampires, he has not made any connection to Blacula. It's just the very next scene where he's like, I think you might be a Blacula. It's like, how did you jump to that? That's odd.
That's what I'm saying. Neither one is playing their. Basically, either one is playing their cards like flipped around on their head.
Right,
Like,
yes, because Blacula is like,
So it's
I
like-
think you might think I'm a Blacula.
Yeah.
You might be right, but you should drop it.
and I guess we
Anyway.
should say that Blacula has introduced himself as Mamuwalde.
Yes. Which is his
Because-
original name.
Yeah, which was his original name
He
before.
has introduced himself as Mr. Blacula.
Well, we just want to make clear.
Right, he's not going around saying, hello,
Yeah.
I'm Blacula.
Yeah, the detective guy's not an idiot.
No.
My name is Frank Blacula.
He's like
It's
Blacula.
French.
Boy, that's a weird name,
Yeah.
sir.
Huh.
I come from a long line of Blaculas.
Because it's during that
We're
conversation,
from Jersey.
because he's like, I was reading this book, you ever hear about this Dracula? And he's like, yes.
What an asshole.
That
I am
guy
aware.
is a complete dick.
Also not creative with names.
That guy. Don't get me started.
Do not like. So,
1 star.
We're in.
The guy invites you for dinner. Next thing you know, you're in a coffin.
And he
Next thing you know,
Wake
you're
up
a
hundreds of years
Blacula.
later.
yeah.
What a dick.
So he leaves and goes to see Pam Grier and just immediately tells her, like, I'm a Blacula. Can you get it out of me?
Yeah.
Because he's basically like, I think I can go back home to my people and they'll forgive me for all my Blacula transgressions. If you could just take the Blacula out of me, would that be okay? And she's like, yeah, we could do that. I got a little Blacula doll over here we can use.
Yeah, I mean, you can take the Blacula out of Blacula, but you can't take the Blacula out of Blacula.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's very...
My head hurts now.
That's the Smurfiest thing.
You can take the Dracula out of the Blacula,
Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
but you can't take
the Blacula out
the
of
Blacula out of the
No,
out of
wait,
the Dracula.
no, that doesn't work because that would
Sure.
that would imply that Dracula's cool. And
Don't
we've
worry.
established that
This-
Dracula's.
They had
not.
the same conversation in the writer's room. They were- they're like, "Now,
Verbatim.
how do we get the Blacula out of the Dracula?
Thou can remove the Dracula from the Blacula, but thou canst remove.
Yeah. Just wait for the 6-hour Get Back style documentary on the making of Scream Blacula Scream.
Yes.
Yeah. but so she agrees,
Yes.
and then says,
like,
"All
let's
right,
do it."
well, I'll come over." And
All right, I'll come
and
over.
Blacula's like, "We will need a quiet room
Yes.
where we are uninterrupted." And
She's
of
like,
course,
okay.
the cops come for her and are like, "Hey, we have a warrant to help you."
Right.
Right?
It's a warrant.
Yeah. And she's like, "No, you can't come in here." And they're
Yeah.
like, "But we have a warrant." And so she lets him in, and then Blacula's immediately like,
Leave her alone.
just shows back up. He bats in, and he's like, "Bat, now, be gone, policeman." And they're like, "No, you don't understand.
You don't understand.
We
warrant.
have a warrant."
Mr. Blacula.
Yeah. This warrant says we get to do whatever we want.
Yeah.
We actually technically don't even need it because we're cops, and we just get to do whatever we want.
He
And he's
just
like,
throws them around.
"You shall not." And yeah, he chucks one through a door and then just chucks the other one at that one.
Yeah.
And that knocks them all out.
Yes.
And
Like Three Stooges style. It's
Yeah.
weird. Just like throw you into another dude, and then you both go through a door, and then that's it. You're
he does not Blacula them.
no, they do not come back as
No.
Blacula cops.
No.
Which would be an amazing movie.
That's got to be the third one. Blacula cops.
Blacula cops.
Are they cops that are chasing Blaculas,
Mm.
or are they Blaculas who are cops?
I don't know.
That's what we got to figure
the
out.
eternal question.
You write into us at bmf@bmfcast.com.
I know which I would like to see.
Or call in and make your argument. 9105 Jocks BMF.
Yes,
We want to hear.
we do.
I
really
want it
sell
to be cops chasing Blaculas
No.
because I don't want my Blaculas and cops to mix. Like I don't
Fair
want-
enough.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well,
Or maybe they're Blacula cops are just cops for the Blaculas, right? They're just policing
private defense
Blaculas.
force.
Yeah, like the vegan police from
Oh,
Scott
so it's
Pilgrim.
like Blacula water.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Sure. Just like that. They go back to Blacula's house
Yep.
and find themselves a quiet spot to have their voodoo situation.
And meanwhile, the cops have shown up, and I love that our detective buddy Justin is like, the cops are ready to go in, they're ready to storm the house, and he's like, "Why don't you guys take these?" And just starts giving everyone not just stakes, like
Pickets.
Fence
yeah,
posts.
like fence pickets.
Yeah.
Like these things are like 3 feet long, and he's like, "You never know." And the chief is like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
This is the stupidest thing. Get your sticks, everybody.
Yeah. But they go with it.
He's a modern Tom Sawyer.
Yeah.
Modern day
Right.
war.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
It's Rush.
so this whole thing is basically 2 scenes. One is her doing the voodoo thing that removes the Blacula from him.
Yes.
And the other is basically them going through the house and all the junior Blaculas taking them out.
Basically, every joke we made during Jaws the Revenge where the shark would jump out of something that obviously wasn't going to happen is what happens in this. Someone opens a door and a Blacula jumps out at them.
Yeah.
So,
But-
nonstop. Like, it just keeps happening.
But the whole voodoo Blacula removal scene is like one of the most sexualized things I've seen, and I could not tell you how long.
It's pretty hot.
Yeah, it's just it's one of those that you're just like not to get like too film schooly, but what were they going for here? Because
Fucking.
it's clearly, but it's like, okay, what is the undercurrent that you have here aside from like just make it seem like they're fucking?
She is fucking the Blacula out of him.
Yeah. Granted, no physical contact between the two of
No,
them. They're
they
on
aren't.
opposite sides of the room.
Yep.
I mean, this is where Blacula was supposed to scream, I believe.
He
Yeah.
would have if they had let him finish.
I mean, there's basically one point where he's like, "I'm so close, I can feel it,"
Yes.
and it's like, "All right, guys,
Yeah. Really, the
It's
cops
just-
ruined this.
yeah." Because
Cops
I mean,
ruin a lot of things.
the cops are going through the house, and the first cop just gets murked. I mean, like he gets swarmed,
Mm-hmm.
and I think he shows up a few minutes later, attacking one of the other people. Like they've given him a robe or something to
Maybe.
attack, but he got Blacula pretty quick,
Mhm.
or Dracula because he's white.
Right.
But
Yes.
yeah,
Well, he got Blacula.
You
But
can
like you
get
said,
Blacula,
like-
you just don't become a Blacula.
and I know we all laugh when it happens, but I really love the shot where they like just put a guy like on a zip line or something
Oh,
and
yeah.
have him swoop in at a dude.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah, that was pretty good.
like it's funny, but
Just-
it's also like
effective.
kind of terrifying.
It's creepy as shit
Yeah.
because it's like, oh, that dude's moving way too fast.
Yeah.
Anytime anybody moves in an unnatural way,
Yes.
like I mean,
Yeah.
it's like the crab walk thing in that
Yeah.
Exorcism
Yeah.
or Exorcist remake.
It's
thing.
silly,
Yeah.
but also, is it?
Well, it manages to somehow get over that hump of like being a really goofy, unnatural movement, and get into the scary
Yes.
portion. Just
Yeah,
enough to make it
because
effective.
they use it the first time Blacula takes the couple out in the house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Blacula uses it on the first guy, and it's like fuck.
Yeah.
Because you're not expecting him to come at him that fast.
Not that
And
way,
then-
no.
And then and it happens the same way with the cop, but from a different angle.
Yeah.
So it still works.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like we all laugh, but it's also like that kind of works actually.
Yes.
But a bunch of them get staked
Yeah.
as well because the cops are actually like, fuck,
Yeah, the
that
cops
dude was
are on
right.
a stakeout.
more like a stake in.
Eh.
There you go.
Yeah, but Justin has gotten a crossbow at this point.
I don't understand this. There's zero explanation as to why he thinks this is going to work,
He's
or
been
why
reading
it does
about
work.
Blacula.
It's a wooden. Bolt.
Yeah, it's a wooden bolt.
Yeah.
And it's in the house, so he's like, maybe this will work.
I mean, crossbows generally have always been good substitute.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Why stake someone from from grappling distance when
yeah,
you could
and
stake them
I mean,
from
nowadays they're all made of fiberglass and shit.
Sure.
But I'm saying like back in the day, they're wood arrows.
Right.
Yeah.
It's odd that they all have these wooden stakes. Now, there's one bit of business where someone stabs someone with a wooden stake and then just breaks it off and then has another wooden stake. It's like,
Yeah.
cool. Why anyone else doesn't do that, I don't know. Because they all just are immediately like, well, I used up my wooden stake.
Yeah, they need a dual wield.
Yeah.
There's only one smart guy, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah. but at this point, Justin has run into Willis and his girlfriend on the stairs. Who, keep in mind, he knows both of them.
Yes.
And
hasn't seen them Blacula.
Yeah, but they're clearly Blacula now. But they don't do the swooping thing at him. This is where they do like the slow, almost zombie walk towards him, and he shoots Willis once in the shoulder, and Willis keeps coming, and then he shoots him in the chest and kills him.
Yes.
But then he can't kill the girlfriend
No.
because
Because she's using her.
Because Willis is a dick, and he was like, "Fine, whatever, I'll fucking murder you, no big."
I can't tell if it's because she's a lady or if she's like doing Blacula shit to his brain.
I don't know. I think it's just because he was friends with her.
Okay.
I think it's like the whole zombie movie thing.
Okay.
You know, like I can't.
I
He's my friend. I can't shoot him. You know, that sort of thing. I that's how I feel it plays out.
All right.
And then the other cop just runs and is like, "Dude, kill her!"
Fuck this.
So
Stab.
yeah, stabs her in the back with a stake,
Yeah.
and she's dead.
Back of the heart.
Yep.
Hey guys, if I ever get Blacula and come back as a Dracula, you have my permission to immediately shoot me.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah, okay. I didn't
Yeah.
think so. I mean, I just wanted
But
to
what if
assure
you're
you.
cool with it?
What if I'm cool with it?
Yeah.
Like if I'm cool with being a Dracula?
What if you're just
Yeah,
like,
you
hey
get to
guys,
live
I'm a
forever.
Dracula. I'm not going to bite you. Let's hang out.
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm making the choice now. Just go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to shoot you because that will just make you angrier. I will stake you
Yes.
through the heart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Thanks.
okay.
If you're a werewolf, I'll make some silver bullets.
Well, before I do that, I'll be like, "Are you cool with it?"
Yeah. Still cool? All right.
Yeah.
I got some
Well,
wooden
I'm
bullets.
I'm saying now it's me. I don't know. See, we don't know all the ins and outs. Like,
Yeah.
do I stop being me the second I start becoming a Dracula? So
Good
I'm
point.
saying right now, stake me.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll stake you.
Not right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
it-
oh,
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well,
Well,
that
let me
was-
put this
yeah.
away.
We have
So-
to figure out a test. Like a.
if you're
like,
more of a dick,
Yeah.
then we will stake you.
Right.
Can you go to like CVS and get like a quick Dracula test, like a swab or
I
something?
don't think they've approved those yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You don't want to get a false positive on a Dracula test. Or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, Willis breaks up the orgy downstairs
Yes.
between the two of them. I shouldn't say orgy, but the sex scene gets broken up
The
finally.
intimate
And
voodoo-ness.
Blacula is fucking pissed.
Hey, you can't stop in the
He
middle of
was
it.
so close.
He was very close. He says, I was close. I could feel it.
Yep. And
Like I understand, my friend.
and from this point, the rest of the movie is Pam Grier going, "Don't."
Sorry, it just came to
Don't.
me. I was like, fucking.
it almost came to Blacula.
No, I know. It's just the joke. I was like, I got blue balls.
We almost made it through a vampire
Oh man.
episode without blah,
Bleh. Now we're gonna say it the rest of the time. Bleh.
No, I'm not going to do it because I'm respecting.
But if it's
The
William
Blacula way.
Marshall, he's going to be like, "Blah."
That's the thing about William Marshall is he doesn't sink to the lows of the bleh.
Yeah.
Right.
He's like acting. The rest of this
He's put his whole
is him
chest
just
into it. But
him beating the shit out of whoever gets near him.
yes, but I
'Cause
mean,
he
like
has Blacula out.
he is acting the shit out of his agony, and she is acting the shit out of her being terrified, and he is just like, "You have to finish this," and she is just like, "No," because like cops have come at him, and he has full body like Ultimate
yeah.
Warriored them over the staircase and thrown a dude out a window, and she's like, "Oh shit, you're bad, you're violent. I don't, please stop."
He's basically hulked out
Yeah.
at this point, and
He's
not having it.
He goes to kill like the sergeant guy, and she's like, "No, please, not him." And I believe he does, or at least very badly wounds him.
Well, yeah, because the dude came up at him with an axe.
Well, yeah,
so.
he pulled an axe off a wall. It's
Yeah.
just like, haha, and then manages to fuck that up somehow. But yeah, so she is like, "Oh, this is bad. I can't." And he's really still just like, "Get this out of me."
Yeah, but he's like ready to kill Justin at this point.
Yeah.
And that's when she's like, I got to do something.
Yes. Well, he comes in and makes the mistake of using his not Blacula name.
Yes.
And Blacula does not like this at all.
Yeah.
Blacula
yes,
goes
that's
over
right.
to him, and this is the fucking best thing in
well,
the
he
whole
doesn't
fucking
go over
film.
to him. He snatches him up.
Yeah, because he goes, Mama Walde.
He goes,
And Blacula turns around.
cocks his head at him. The name is Blacula. It's so good. It's so good. Like, I mean, if the theater did not erupt at that point of just people going, "Yes, fuck him up, Blacula." Because then he gets him against the wall and says it again. Like, maybe you didn't hear me. The name is Blacula.
Yeah. And this point, Justin's just pissing himself. He's
Yeah,
like,
he's just-
I'm fucking done.
You're right.
Damn
I'm
it.
sorry. You are Blacula. I fucked up. And Pam Grier's like, "Yeah, well, you had one arrow left, and I got this Blacula doll." Stab.
Yeah, and she just keeps stabbing it, and he keeps yelling, screaming, maybe.
Maybe.
And this goes on for like about a minute or so.
He's
of
acting
him kind
the
of
shit
staggering
out of
back.
This. It's just like, all
And
right,
her,
now
like-
pretend you got stabbed. Ah!
Yeah, and her just really stabbing it until finally they just go for a crane shot above his head where he's screaming, and they freeze frame it mid-scream.
Yep.
And cut to a basically a black and white photo, a duotone photo of him.
It's a Rorschachula.
Yeah,
That was the opening credits.
yeah.
The
Well,
opening
this one was the same thing. Well, I mean, this same thing would have morphed
Yes.
into
Yeah,
it.
it's basically a duotoned still shot of him
Yeah.
screaming.
Blacula
And it hangs
screaming.
for like 10, 15, 20 seconds. It's a while until they finally just roll credits over it.
Yeah. I'm surprised it didn't. A title card didn't come up. It just said Blacula went home to his own planet. I mean, it's just it's that kind of ending. Like, well, I don't know how we get out of this. Anyway,
So they just don't.
thanks for coming,
The
everybody.
movie just ends.
Yeah. I mean, you can make an assumption that Blacula died, but
Maybe Blacula was like proto Jason, like he was supposed to die at the end of everyone, and,
Maybe.
and everyone starts
I guess
like, how's Blacula
Yeah.
come back this
I
time?
mean, at least the end of Dracula 3000, they just flew into the sun.
it's funny that
At least
you
it
mentioned.
ended.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because that's another like bit of prolonged pain acting. You know, like sort of like when he's getting stabbed by the voodoo doll. I'm thinking of like
When
that.
Dracula in that one loses his hand and weeps like a child. Yeah, but that's and it's over.
It is. It's over.
And
An uncomfortable song plays over the end credits.
yeah, it's love theme from Blacula.
It's not uncomfortable. Uncomfortable would be like inappropriate. I mean, this is just
it's
This is
wrong.
like
It's just like mellow early 70s Burt Bacharach
Yeah,
type stuff.
This, as I described, this would be in a low rent spy movie. Like
Yeah.
the love theme.
It's a
over the
knockoff spy movie
like the
song.
the love theme closing credits over like a James Bond knockoff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I will say the music in the whole sequence of them voodoo fucking, along with the cops going through the house, is really good.
Oh, it's just
because it's
hard-
fucking
yeah.
intense.
It's
just hardcore
stress inducing.
bongos,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean they are just like it's like it. It's like just bongos
Yeah, nothing but I think.
going faster and faster and faster, and it works really well.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean it's like it starts with like one, and then another one steps in, and so it's just this cacophony of bongos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, that's the end of the film. It's over.
and no more Blacula movies. That was the last one, right?
Yeah, there should have been like 7 more. There really should have been. Like,
Is that what they were figuring on?
I think so.
Like, we don't want to kill him off because...
Well, how many Hammer Dracula things do they make? I mean,
Oh, millions.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's weird that they made these two like 6 months apart, and then we're just like, nope, end of that. I don't know what the box office was on these, but it's a shame. Almost to the end, I was at 4 jocks with this. I'm even with the padding and sort of the tension that doesn't work in a modern sense. I was really having a great time with this, but the last 30 seconds are depressing, like in a way where it's just like, oh man, you didn't stick it. Like you had this cool idea of Blacula comes back, he didn't want to. He immediately is not the lackey of the guy who brought it back. He immediately just takes over and is just like, I kind of don't want to do this. I don't really have an end goal per se, but I just don't want to be Blacula anymore. I would just like to go home. It's really all it is. I would just like to go home. I did some bad things. I feel bad about it. I would like to go home. Can you help me? And the fact that it almost works and then his nature takes over and he can't suppress it enough and she freaks out and then it doesn't happen is fine, but they just don't stick that either. It just because it cuts away before anything actually ends.
Yeah, nothing's resolved.
Yeah, I don't need a Lady and the Tiger situation at the end where it's just like, now the end is up to you. Although if he had come on and said that, I would have been fine.
Yeah.
But he didn't. So 3 jocks. This is very enjoyable. We made it even more so because we were filling in the silences with Blacula jokes.
Blacula-isms.
It's, you know.
Blaculisms.
Yeah. It's fun with the group, and anyone who calls this the worst blaxploitation movie is a fucking idiot.
Yeah. That's also in the trivia. And it's wrong.
Yeah.
I feel weird, but I liked it more than you. I'm going 4 jocks on it.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, there are so many cool things. I mean, yes, they fuck up a lot of them in a lot of different ways, but it's always enjoyable. And, like, I just love that after he kills Willis in the beginning, he kind of stares at the camera with, like, the blood dripping from his fangs, and that's when they smash to "Scream, Blacula, Scream" on the screen, and it's like, yes, this is what we want. And just William Marshall just going through this movie, dramaticing everything, is so good. Like, I love it. It's like, that's like...
It's not a movie without him.
Yeah. And like we said when we watched the first one, we're like, you think when you hear a movie called Blacula that it's going to be like, what the fuck? It's going to be a goofy knockoff thing. And, like, if you don't have him, it is.
Yes.
But as it is, they're like, no, this guy is dramatic as fuck, and he is serious as fuck every second he's on screen.
Yeah. I mean, even down to right before the pimps turn on him and try to kill him, he gives them a whole speech like, do you not understand that you are creating slavery in the ways that, they create,
You sold your sister into slavery and now are using your slave master tactics.
Yeah, I mean,
shit like that. Yeah.
Blacula's worldview is okay. He just has a vice that he can't control. But the rest of him is a cool dude.
Yeah. Yeah, and I wish Pam Grier had been given more to do in this, for sure. Because it's kind of, she doesn't do much. And it's like, we know Pam Grier can do a lot more than this. And she's just not given the chance throughout the movie. But I had a lot of fun with this. I really enjoyed it. 4 jocks.
What'd you give? Just out of curiosity.
3.
3, okay. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. Like, I had fun watching it. Like, I had fun making Blacula jokes and things like that. But, like, the movie itself, like, without Pam Grier and Blacula himself, it's just like there's not much there.
And Blacula as himself.
Blacula.
I'm just saying. I'm sorry, but yeah, let's just go with that. Like he is. Yeah, I don't know. This one, like, there's
but it does have those things.
I'm just like they're to me, like, they're the only things that are bringing anything to this, because like the idea is so half thought out to me. Like it's like you have I guess I've just always said it. Just to me, it doesn't cost anything to just write better. I mean, it's just like that to just come up with like a slightly better story. It
Well,
doesn't
they crank this thing out quick.
Look, I know that, but I just like sit down for 5 minutes. I mean, I'm just thinking like 5 minutes with the script of like going, why? Like I'm just saying, like think about like why and where you're going and like have an end game, of something. Just that's all. Like,
well, I mean, if you think about like the structure of the shooting locations, it's really just two houses.
Yeah.
There are a couple of shots that are outside, but the most of it is in that one house, and then the bulk of the rest of it is in that other house.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, this is very watchable. It's very entertaining because of those two people being on board. I mean, some of the other people are okay. Like I somewhat enjoyed Willis becoming Morris Daywalker, but like it's just like some of it's weird, and like most of the people aren't that great. Like I mean, it's just like I don't know. Like without them, like selling the shit out of everything, it's like it's just there's not much plot, and I don't really. There's a lot of padding of like sneaking through houses because we.
Can I just say you really undersold that Morris Daywalker joke? I think that was fantastic.
Oh sure.
That's
Sure.
That was beautiful.
Right.
I just needed to acknowledge
Sure.
it.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you gonna give it?
I think I'm gonna land on 2 jocks.
Okay.
Like I mean, I still liked it. It's just like it's padded, and like I said, without them selling the shit out of things, it's really is a nothing movie. Like there's just like I gotta have some kind of script to latch onto, some something. Like I like the voodoo idea. Like that's a cool ass idea for like how and why Blacula would come back, and also like the redemption arc idea is cool, but it just doesn't follow through it in any way, shape, or form.
I mean, for a way to get Blacula back alive, it's not the worst idea you could come up with on a very short time frame.
Yeah.
That guy scooped up Blacula's bones and ran away with them.
I just wish I'd seen this before I'd seen Wicked at Bernie's too. I feel like everything about it would be like my different appreciation for it. I don't know. It's just like I said. It's like it really is kind of crazy, like how much there is some similarity there.
That's probably what they said when they went into it. Hey, did you guys see that second Blacula movie?
I'm sure. Somebody maybe, who knows? Maybe it was in the back of their minds. They didn't realize they were copying it. That's what I mean. I feel like that happens.
I
a lot of
especially
times,
like the part in Scream Blacula Scream where they tie him to a cart to carry them to where the money is, and then they play the music.
I like the
It's
part
really
where the
good.
shark jump up and bit Blacula from the helicopter. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Moving like Blacula.
Wow. BJ?
This one's. I feel like a kinship to Harlow's opinion on this because it's really difficult to give this an overwhelmingly positive review, even though it's not horrible. It's absolutely not like the worst blaxploitation movie ever. It's in the jocks category. I'm just having trouble sort of pinning it down. Not sticking the landing. I mean, it's a decent enough routine, but you just the landing just crumpled. Like,
Yeah, it's like, oh, all those flips were good, but then you fell down.
yeah, but then like both of your ankles snapped when you landed, and
And the cable went out.
Right.
No one saw how it ended.
exactly. All they saw was like a quarter second of your winced face before it went to black, and then later you found out, nothing because the United States Gymnastics Commission decided
To disband forever.
right. I don't know. This metaphor is really going places, but
It's pretty good.
yeah, I think I'm going to give it 2 jocks. It deserved better than the ending, and it needed to tighten up the graphics on level 3 a little bit. But if I wish I could just give 5 jocks directly to
William Marshall?
William Marshall. Thank you. my brain has called him literally everything else. Like,
Blacula.
right. I wanted to say his real name. I'm sorry. So yeah, I wish I could just give 5 jocks to Blacula because he's awesome. He deserves it.
I want to give a final shout out to, at the end of that party scene, there's a whole bunch of people dancing, and the camera pans over, and there's just 2 old white people sitting on a couch watching all this happen. They're like, the hell? Like, who are you, and why are you at this party, and why do you look like you should not be there?
I was told there'd be charcuterie.
Or did all these people like bust into your house to throw a party, and you're like stunned that this is happening, and they're just like, the hell?
Actually, the white guy is the dean of African studies at the college.
What's all this then? Harumph.
Why are all these Negroes here?
No parties.
He's got a BA. It's a Blacula in arts. Another thing. Another side little thing.
Sure.
I think this might deserve an incident award. I think that lady losing her goddamn
Oh
mind.
yeah.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
freaks out pretty good.
I second that emotion.
Yeah, pointy boobs. I don't know her name, but every
Her
lady.
name was Elaine.
Okay,
Elaine.
that's
Oh,
right. Yeah, because I kept
Yeah.
thinking of that when the guy was yelling for her.
I'll just put that in there.
Barbara Rhodes. It almost got a Stargrove with the song that they played at the very end.
Yeah.
It was sort of autobiographical, but it happened during the credits and not really during the movie itself. So I don't know.
It's not very good.
Yeah. Plus, it wasn't very good.
Oh.
So
Ensign Award. Good on you.
we haven't had one of those in a while. So I don't think.
No.
All right. Well, that wraps up Scream, Blacula, Scream, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. How about some contact information?
Oh, okay. I could do that. All you have to do is scream BMFcast. Scream. Just scream BMFcast into the void.
Do it.
And we'll hear you.
Go outside and scream.
Hamburger.
Yeah. Just go outside, throw your arms up, and say,
McDonald's.
BMFcast! and we'll hear you.
Yes, one podcast will arrive in your ears.
Right. If that doesn't work for any reason, you can email us at bmf@bmfcast.com or give us a call on the Garfield phone. The BMFcast hotline, 910-5-JOCKS-BMF or 910-556-9263. And if you just want to check out the things we do, which are like all the podcasts, then the website is bmfcast.com. Or you can just search BMFcast on whatever like podcast app, find us. It's pretty easy. If you stumbled upon this MP3 in the wasteland and you need to know how to get the rest of it, BMFcast. And
There's a dusty thumb drive somewhere in the future with a lone MP3.
right,
Yeah.
our servers will still be running because we have good hosting.
And we're just like, what? One start. I don't know. I don't know why there'd be audio degradation, but there is in my future.
That's just the way that audio logs go in the future.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, our hosting will still be like
Oh yeah, it's going forever.
live in the apocalypse because thanks to listeners like you, we pay the bills through our Patreon at patreon.com/BMFcast, and we're able to afford good-ass hosting. If you want to help us afford good-ass hosting or better-ass hosting or weird things like the studio upgrades that we've done that you can see on the live streams, we have lights and we have cameras, and sometimes we have action.
And when the cameras go off, we're definitely going to have action.
Oh, yeah. There's
Finally.
always action behind the scenes, if you know what I'm saying. I'm saying sex. We do sex.
Oh, I thought we were going to remove some Blaculas from our souls.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's...
Oh.
Yeah.
Sex.
Oh,
Yeah, that's sex. That's how you remove Blaculas from your soul.
Yep.
wow.
You got to...
It all makes sense now.
Right.
Everything
Really
I always
does,
wanted to know
doesn't it?
about Blacula, but was afraid to ask.
Yep.
Exactly.
It's just I got to get this out of me.
Anyway, patreon.com/BMFcast. If you have money that you want to get out of you, that's where you can go.
Yep, we're doing our voodoo right now.
Yep. Anyway, thank you as always to our patrons for making this shit possible without ads and without having to take like second jobs to pay for this shit.
Yep.
We like you guys a whole lot.
All right.
Which is why you have access to the special live stream View-O-Matic 8000 behind my shoulder. if you watch on the live streams at youtube.com/BMFcast, you can email photos to our special photo machine.
If you're a
And
patron.
If you're a patron, and you can find that information by going to the Discord and looking in the Swanky Patron Lounge.
Mhm.
It's secret unless you're a patron. Well, it's not really a secret now, but what's in it is secret.
There's also a
Unless
post
you're
on the Patreon about this, so
Cool, you could also do that.
yes.
Yeah.
But only if you pay us.
Well, when you put it that way.
I mean,
It's the
It's just
second. It's podcasting, the second
it's just
oldest
a buck.
profession.
And if you put dumb shit, we will revoke your access. So,
yep. And you know what shit is dumb.
yeah.
You do.
Yep.
You do.
So far, the couple folks have sent us.
Good stuff.
Yeah, they're interesting photos. I was trying to find a way to say
Interesting.
like, yeah, they're
Good stuff.
that they're not what I expected, but they're interesting
Yeah.
photos.
Mhm.
So they're right here.
Yeah.
They're cool.
Cool.
You can't see what I'm pointing to on an audio podcast.
Or that you're even pointing. Unless you have like the description, audio descriptive.
BJ points
Points
at
up.
colored wall.
Right.
The lights are shining on the photo.
Also, the
frame.
shoulder's a little rusty, so it squeaks.
Okay.
Man,
Let's get out of here, shall we?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And I am Blacula. And this is BMFcast. Away!
Thanks, Blacula.
That was a little more Dr. Orpheus than Blacula, but
It's
all right.
okay. I like it.
I could try it again.
Yeah.
And I am Blacula. And this is BMFcast. Away!
Definitely more Blacula.
Thanks, Blacula.
And I'm Dr. Orpheus.
So that was a pretty good blaxploitation history month.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, not bad.
I think they were all jocks for me, at least.
Not a single one got a bag.
Yep.
Not
Good.
a single one.
That's how it should be. It's not always how it will be, but that's how it should.
Yep.
I will say we are close
Headed
to
for the
the
dumps?
end.
Oh,
Next year might be some questionable entries. Taking a chance.
yeah, we're going to have to.
So,
It's fine.
but like before this year, I didn't know the Gordon's War even existed. So
Yeah.
I'm always finding new stuff. So
Also, well, I mean, we could have some discussions off cam. I just think maybe we're going to have to eventually broaden the horizon. So, I mean, I'm just saying, like, maybe it doesn't necessarily always have to be directly in the true blaxploitation window.
no.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
I mean,
Yeah.
like,
Oh, we've talked about that.
sure.
Yeah.
I think
I mean, I know like we did Double O Soul and Original Gangster, some of those things that were like latter day, like
Yeah.
out of the window.
we almost did another one of those this year.
Okay.
So
But instead, we filled it with Blacula.
I'd watch Action Jackson again.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd watch Action
Did
Blacula.
Did that fall into that, or was that just a random movie?
that was episode 100
Was it 100?
Yeah, I
or
don't think-
200.
It was a rounded number,
Yeah.
and we lost
200.
and we lost the recording, so we had to use the YouTube stream.
Yeah. Yes, it was episode 200, and we had to use the
Yeah.
YouTube audio, which is good that we had it.
Yeah.
So
But it was that. Did that also tie into being?
No, it
BHM?
just that
That
felt
was-
like a
yeah,
blaxploitation
it was November
movie
9th.
in the 80s
Sure.
to me.
Yes.
we were like,
that's-
we need an action movie.
right, and that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. I mean, maybe we need to like branch out, see, just make it a time that we watch black cinema. That's possibly in our wheelhouse.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't worry.
Yeah.
Spin-off podcast, Black Movie Fiends.
Well, I don't
Well,
think we can
are
be
the-
on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'm not even going
Gonna
to
be-
answer
I mean,
that.
are the
can of worms.
Blacula's cops or the?
yeah.
Well, the great thing is, yes. We're just going to add 4 more people.
I
Could
feel-
you-
My joke would have worked better if I think if I'd said Blackwater Eula. Say Blackwater, the contractors. That's
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
I got it. Yeah.
Whatever.
Don't be mad at that joke.
pretty good.
Don't be mad at it.
Yeah, no.
You
I
did
mean,
fine.
you got there.
You did fine. It's big enough. Happens to everybody.
Seriously, could you imagine if we changed the name of this podcast to the Black Movie Fiends?
I can
And
imagine.
put our picture out there.
I
And we're just
can't.
like, we're here. God. What
I
a
can't
nightmare.
imagine it. It would be a fucking.
We would be the stars of Twitter that day.
We might be, yeah.
People would be like, what the shit? We wouldn't do that. Just so you all know.
The tagline, it'll be the Black Movie Fiends, and our tagline can be,
We're not
we've
black.
got black friends.
Oh. Yes, that's much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
perfect.
yeah.
That makes everything okay.
We should totally do that.
No, please make it even better. Say, I have a black friend.
We have a black
We
friend.
have
we
a-
have.
we
That's
have
oh,
a
that's
black friend.
that's even better. Like collectively.
Yes, all of us.
If you-
Okay, all right.
might
So here's the
know.
gimmick: we call our black friend once an episode and go, "Hello, black friend."
Phone a black friend section.
Yeah. Phone the black friend
the black
section,
friend, yeah.
and we go, "Hello, black friend. How are you today? What did you think of this movie, or what did you rate this movie?" And
Yes.
then he gives us his rating, and then we hang up.
It's an amazing
What
idea.
it'll be a scathing satire of the way that America treats its black friends.
There's nothing that goes over better on the internet than fucking satire.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be perfect. How can it not work, Chuck?
Good point. Good point. All right, let's start workshopping that.
Or we could just
Or not.
I'm not going to be part of that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I recuse myself.
Okay, that's probably smart.
Yeah. I don't know on what basis, but self-preservation. I'm going to go with that.
I mean, you're not-
honor and self-preservation.
Call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I wasn't going to pull the honor card because. Yeah.
just know that our intentions are good.
Oh Lord, please don't let us be misunderstood.
Right. Yes. Send. Don't worry, we're not going to do that. That's a terrible idea.
We would sponsor I think we could sponsor a podcast called The Black Movie Fiends.
If someone wants to spin off from us, we'll invite you in for one episode to introduce you.
We can invite him in for more than one episode.
No, I'm just saying. In as far as like spin-offs go, the way those things always worked is that they invited in a cast of characters you'd never seen before, and then all of a sudden, the next fall, those people show up on their own show. So
you want to make a Jeffersons of the fucking podcast?
I didn't necessarily mean that.
Well, I mean, it's a bunch of fucking white people spinning off into an all-black show. What else the fuck do you want to call it?
What was the original show for
All in the
All in
family.
the
All in the
Family.
Family? Okay.
There are other spin-offs. I wasn't
Yeah.
necessarily saying the Jeffersons.
Yeah, you
Okay.
could be 227.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying specifically, like, from a primarily white cast to an all-black cast. I think the Jeffersons is the only example, except for maybe Benson, but that's only still just Benson. You know?
Yeah, he was just Benson.
Yeah.
Just Benson.
Robbie Gilm. He's been on the BMFcast.
Has he been on the BMFcast? Was I off that week?
Yeah, he was here.
Oh, man.
He's an alum.
One time we get a celebrity.
I know.
So weird.
Yeah.
Except for Blacula, who did our outro this
Yes.
week. That was
Special thanks
kind
to
of him.
Blacula. Thanks for stopping by.
Stay classy.
Anyway. Yeah,
Anyway.
we'd be happy to lift up a Black Movie Fiends.
That's just, I'm sure, just what we need to do. Let's fucking blindside some shit here on the podcast.
It's a serious offer. I mean,
I'm not offering that. Anyone can make a podcast.
I understand. But if what I'm
We'll
saying,
give you,
Well, I
like
mean, sure,
wrestling, we'll
I'm
give you
not-
the rub, right?
It's not. This is not like a not country club. You're not invited. Of course, you could come make a podcast if you like us
Yeah.
and everything. I'm just saying, like,
He's
I
saying we will promote it
we will
by
promote
having
it.
you
Yes,
on the
Right.
show.
yeah,
sure.
And we won't be
However-
mad if you use part of our name, sort of.
yeah.
Okay, sure. Yes, fine. Yes. I just, as long as that's the end of it, I want nothing to do with it beyond that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I'm fully.
Okay.
We'll
Look,
promote it, and then we'll stay the hell out of the way.
like, if you
Yes.
want to start a
because that's what we
podcast
should do.
and just do it, that's totally fine
Yeah, I was
too.
gonna say,
No one's saying you can't.
You don't need us to start a podcast.
You absolutely don't. But like, if you would like to bounce off of our very low street cred, we were in the Wall Street Journal.
We have that street cred.
That's the opposite of street.
Wall
well,
Street
that's Wall
cred.
Street, which is the opposite of street. Yeah.
All streets ahead.
I'm just trying to say a nice thing, which is like I'm happy to anybody who would like to put together a similar podcast.
Well, we're glad we could destroy that for you, Chuck.
No problem.
Yes.
I'm just saying, like,
I just-
I don't want it to be the Jeffersons.
Or the blind side.
I'm okay with.
Yeah, don't
I'm
start
okay
a-
with 227.
Don't start a Jefferson's podcast.
No.
That's
well,
that's
if
what
there's
Chuck's
not
saying.
one, and if there is one, then you can do the thing where you watch 1 minute of the Jeffersons every week, and then only talk about that minute.
Oh my God, how do
I
you
will
do that?
never
show?
listen to that
No,
if you
like-
do that.
You could just do episodes. I mean, there's a lot of episodes of the Jeffersons. It'll
I
keep
know,
going
but
for a while.
there are people out there who
There are more shows that are let's talk about a minute of this movie for
Yeah.
an hour.
we watched minute 37 of RoboCop 2 this
Right,
week.
but I mean,
Yeah,
like
I-
that podcast could last like 300 years.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
There's that one podcast that watched the same movie every week for a year.
Grown ups.
Yeah, like why would
I wonder what those guys are up to now.
I don't know.
I wonder if
I bet they were both.
died.
I bet they were both comedians or comedy writers.
Oh sure.
Oh, I'm sure they knew somebody.
Oh yeah.
Because
They were in writers' rooms. And,
Comedians, if you couldn't tell, are like our least favorite people.
Oh yeah.
Wait, who? Why? I like comedians. Why? What
No, you
comedians?
should not like comedians.
no podcast wise.
Ones who do podcasts.
Yes.
Don't
Well,
all
we
of
know
them?
we could get into the whole fledgling podcast industry. All those stories that are always good, where it's like, oh, Will Ferrell has lent legitimacy to podcasts now because he did 4 of them that are like 20 minutes
Finally.
long, and got paid like $40 million. Yeah, must be nice. I'm sure he can tell us how to do what we're doing better. And the answer will always be, hey, be famous before you start a podcast. That way you get all the sponsorships immediately.
Be famous or
And the money.
Yeah, or a really well-connected
Well,
Hollywood writer.
Isn't it Harry and Meghan or whoever the royal people did like literally 1 episode and Spotify paid them like $20 million? And they're like, man, it's really hard to do podcasts. And then they quit. And they took the money.
Wouldn't
Well,
you?
I'm just saying, like maybe we don't want to use the Royals as an example of hard work and ethics.
We could never be royals.
We don't.
we could.
If I knew the lyrics, I would continue that.
Bloodstains, ball gowns,
There it is. Anyway.
trash in the hotel
Anyway,
rooms.
yeah.
Anyway,
Just
I'm
remember, if you're going to do a podcast, be
Don't.
famous first.
Yep.
That's all you got to do. It's fucking easy. I mean, come on.
like say you had a late night television show for 30 years.
Yeah.
Start a podcast.
Yeah. Legitimize this
finally.
this
Thank you.
fledgling thing that people are only just now figuring out. Named after a goddamn obsolete piece of equipment that nobody's used in fucking 10 years. Sure, why not?
Hey, y'all remember the iPod?
I do.
I did just now because
It's
it came up.
get it. It's an iPod broadcast.
Oh, cool.
That's why the name podcast exists. It's a portmanteau.
neat. We usually like those things.
And I came
do.
up with it, so you all owe me $1 billion.
No, you're not Steve Jobs, the inventor of the podcast.
I thought.
Yeah, who's that
Like-
guy who was going to sue us sue everybody because
Oh yeah, there's that one guy.
I invented
Oh, that guy's
audio.
a patent troll.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
but
I think he got $20,000 in settlements, and then
courts banned him.
I think there was somebody with some money that was like,
I'm pretty
I'm
sure.
gonna stop
I'm pretty
this
sure
guy.
Cory Doctorow just went to his house and murdered him.
possibly,
Yeah.
yeah.
We can hope. Pray for murder.
Anyway, if you're on the Earwolf Podcast Network, suck my dick.
Yeah, let's burn some bridges, bitches.
Oh, we were never on those bridges.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we've never even seen those bridges.
I know.
I bet some of the Earwolf people.
Are they okay people? I hope they are.
No.
No? Okay, well then it stands. Suck my dick.
Yeah, Scott Ackerman blocked me on Twitter, so, you know.
Ooh, what'd you say?
I
Did you say, suck my dick?
well, I,
So you got
no,
Scott
I-
Blockerman?
yeah, I believe I said his briefly lived TV show was literally unwatchable,
Ooh, nice.
and
Did
I
you
got
say
blocked for that. And then somebody's
directly
like,
to him?
"Oh yeah,
Nice. Good
Yeah.
Are you talking
why
about
wouldn't
Comedy Bang Bang?
whatever the live TV version of it was fucking unwatchable." And then he blocked me. And then somebody's like, "Hey, do you have any messages for Scott Ackerman?" And I'm like, "Yeah, tell him his show was fucking unwatchable."
Did that person get blocked too?
I think so.
That's
I
awesome.
think it was Jens. I think I got Jens blocked.
Wow. That kind of rules.
Big Mackie sends his
I didn't realize
regards.
Scott Ackerman was he's on the Earwolf thing. I thought he had his own shit. Or his
I
stuff.
don't know.
Yeah.
I only
I
know
thought he
one
was.
podcast on the Earwolf Network, and that's
I don't have
enough.
any. How Did This Get Made is on there, which
Yeah,
is
that's
like,
the only one.
yeah, and that's like 90%
Yeah,
commercials now.
God, it's Scott somebody
Or
started-
live shows.
started the Earwolf thing. I think.
I thought Scott Ackerman was the founder, but
I think it was
maybe
Scott
I'm
Ackerman.
wrong.
Founded by Scott
Wolf,
Ackerman.
Thank you. Yeah.
Scott Ackerman
Oh.
and Jeff Ulrich.
Yeah, Scott Wolf. That makes sense. Earwolf.
Mm,
I'm actually joking. Am I right?
I think.
No, you're not right. Not according
You're
to the
wrong.
Google.
sorry.
I was gonna say.
Is it Scott Ackerman that started it?
Oh, Factually's
Oh,
on your Wolf? I actually listened to Factually.
You like that guy?
Yeah, that show's pretty good.
That guy looks like a guy I don't ever want to talk to or hear a single
He's-
word out of his mouth.
He's,
I know you love that.
He's got very manic
Yeah.
energy, but
Yeah,
he
I
also
can't deal with that.
yeah, his delivery is super manic.
I got to tell you, I tried to watch something that you love. I'm not. This isn't like shit on things Mackie
No.
loves.
Yeah, let's do
Do
it.
it.
Fuck
But-
him.
Do it.
No, I
you,
tried to
Mackie.
watch Nathan for You, and I literally 5 minutes of that fucker talking, and I couldn't take it.
Nathan for you.
Yeah.
Nathan Fielder. Yeah,
No idea.
it's on Comedy Central. It's
Oh
but
yeah,
it's
I
a-
don't.
It's uncomfortable as shit.
yeah.
I don't know why I like that one and I don't like the others.
Well, I don't know why you like. I don't know why. Honestly, I don't know why you like that and don't like you or over like the rest of development humor. To be honest,
Yeah.
because like at least that's honestly asshole.
Yeah.
Like it's in your face, like asshole. But like, and that guy's just like always putting people in really weird. He's putting people
Yes.
in uncomfortable situations where it's like their politeness is supposed to like is winning out usually, and it's like, well, that's not fun. Like the person's just trying not to be like you're a fucking idiot. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I've
Yeah.
never had the desire
Yeah.
to rewatch any of
Sure,
it.
sure.
The only thing I've even considered rewatching was the Finding Francis
yeah.
special
and I think
because
that's where I was going with it. I just saw that was at the very end. I was like, I can't make
jump
it
to
there.
that one honestly, like because that one is way less about him.
Oh, I'm just saying,
He was
he's
not
literally one
the
of
main
those-
character in that one
Yeah,
at all.
he's just one of those people. I literally couldn't even stand his voice. Like, I mean, like,
Yeah.
made me want to punch him. Like Zach
Oh,
Braff.
I understand completely.
So, even though Zach Braff is not somebody I want to punch, but I mean, I don't care. I
I
mean,
hear the new Cheaper by the Dozen is fucking terrible.
is he in that?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
He's married to Gabrielle Union. In that, not in real life.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's married to new Black Widow in real life.
Is he?
Yeah.
Man.
Wait, who? What?
What's her face?
ScarJo.
Florence Pugh.
Oh.
God, I hate him so much.
Who's married?
Why?
to Florence
Why did
Pugh?
you have to give me more reasons to hate him?
I don't know. Because I was like, Jesus, is she like half his age?
Who's she
Yeah,
married to?
Zach Braff, the Scrubs guy?
Really?
Yeah.
Man, that dude pulls.
I'd still punch him.
Sure, he looks like he deserves to be punched. But I
telling you.
I love.
Well, I think
Scrubs.
Maggie just hates him because of the Kickstarter thing or whatever it was. Not Kickstarter, whatever it was.
Yeah,
funded-
he did kickstart a movie back then.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Rich guy asks a bunch of other people for money.
I have cooled on that stance a lot
On-
because of hearing how hard it is to get a movie financed these days. I don't blame him for doing that at this point. Are there unmarked helicopters?
No,
flying
we've got
around?
the,
Yeah,
the,
the
the little
earwolf.
bugs are back.
No,
Oh. Oh, is
Yeah,
there
there's
something
a
outside?
there's a truck backing up.
Backing up, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Earwolf is sending in the Airwolf after
Yeah.
us. There's a van that parks on the street. I think it probably has beepy things.
Did anyone leave a cup in here or anything by any chance? Did anyone pull a cup out last time? I was just trying to figure out like why these little bugs come and go. Like
Is your window sealed?
I don't know, to
Properly?
be honest with you. It might not be.
It could be that.
Which is probably wide open.
Well, it's just like we bought those strips and it was like the very next week we didn't see them and haven't seen them since. This is the first time we've seen them since we got those.
More strips.
Yeah, so I just was
I
like,
thought it was just with us coming in and out and the heat when it's hot outside.
yeah, but no, like I've seen like 4 or 5 of them floating around today.
It is warm in
There
here.
have been
though.
there have been a bunch. Perhaps we put the strips back up.
I don't think we never did put them up because like we literally
Oh,
like,
right,
we
right.
got them and they disappeared.
Yeah, I bought them for this reason, and then like the next week we
Yeah.
weren't bothered. So
I
it was
mean,
like,
we'll say this and like next week they'll be gone again probably, but
Right.
we can still hang one. They're cheap. They don't cost.
I don't know what it takes to reseal a window properly,
Hmm.
or to even have it checked.
Yeah, I don't know.
Gotta call a guy.
Yeah, gotta get a guy, window guy.
Yeah.
Somebody get.
All right.
Somebody get. Bill
Yeah,
Gates
take us
in here.
offline. We got business.
All right.
There's a couple things. He wanted to mention something.
Oh.
I was going to mention something. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thanks for listening,
Goodbye.
and don't
Thanks.
worry, we're not going to do the Jeffersons.
We're not. Someone else.
Someone